But what we have to try and work out is how to include people, how to give something to people who believe in us without positioning ourselves in a place where we expect anything back. Monday morning meeting time in the room that is hotter than the sun. Actually, it's not too bad in here. I came in earlier and it was roasting. I've opened some windows, it's not too bad now. What's going on here?
Oh hey!
Oh hey!
How are we doing?
Are you excited for today?
Oh, definitely.
So the Monday morning meeting is done. Usually we just go over a few bits and bobs about how the previous week's gone, how this week's going to go, any plans, any wins, losses, changes that we want to see, improvements in working for the business, that type of thing. But this week we announced that it is Dina's last week with us. So she's been here for about 3.5 years, so it's going to be sad to see her go. But, you know, life will move on. Anyway, for now, it's time for my one-to-one with Jimmy. We're going to find out all about and oh shit, I can't say. Can you, Dom, bleep that out? Find out all about our manufacturer.
It'd be good if you could just bleep that out, that'd be good.
Jimmy, yes. You know all that work that you did for that new client in London that Johnny's working with that wanted all that information that you spent ages putting together?
Yeah.
Johnny's just emailed it to them and said, here you go, here's all the information you requested that took us weeks to put together. And they said, oh, it looks like we already have all this from before, we don't actually need it, you're all set up and ready to go. It was all in vain, Jimmy. They didn't even want it in the end. How long did all that stuff take you, Jimmy?
Well, we've got it now.
And we need it for those other clients in the Middle East.
Yes.
Oh, that was funny. So these guys are pretty big. They're a big company, known for high quality beauty and grooming, that type of thing, based in London. And they asked for lots of really weird information that took us ages to put together. And I say us, it took Jimmy ages. And now the email that's just come through to Johnny says that they don't actually need this information at all because they already have it from last year when we spoke to them. So I don't know how they managed to get it last year, but apparently they have it. So Jimmy spent weeks putting it together, talking to our manufacturers and everything else. And now they don't need it.
Offside.
Oh, the controls are different. Oh. Hold on, hold on. You just
2,652.
you just scored as you went to walk off.
I know.
You're halfway there, dude.
Oh no.
Hold on. He might have it here. How many more goals do you get?
Got another 2. And look, he's already up there.
Alright, this one's got to be the boy. Boom, seen it.
You're gonna walk away?
Did you just win?
Do you want a net or do you want a ball?
He won and he was just about to walk away.
I know.
Are you videoing?
I am, yeah.
You're videoing it. You can have that.
I'm not.
No.
Not both?
Nope.
How can you have one without the other?
It's so ungrateful.
I'll have a ball.
Right.
Ball, yeah.
Got there and then. You can have it all?
No, I'm alright, cheers,
Do you
dude.
want to go?
Yeah.
No, I'm good. Give us some words on how the game went for you.
Well, you know, I spend a lot of my time playing FIFA when really I should be working, so that's why I'm good.
Yeah, nice. And you got, what did you win?
A ball. I've got a Coca-Cola
you-
bottle and it's...
Because you love playing with balls, but you've got to blow this one.
No. Thanks.
About to go into a meeting with Brady and Jimmy to talk about the Man Club, which is something that we've kind of neglected for a long time. We've left it to its own devices and not really done much with it. But now we need a discussion about what we're actually going to do with it moving forward and how we're going to utilise that marketing. So it's an interesting little chat about the Man Club and how powerful it can be. For me, it's one of these really difficult things because the Man Club's had this huge impact on Apothecary 87, what we want to do and what we want to achieve, but it's also very, very easy to kind of get it a bit wrong and turn it into something that's quite cheesy and not cool. It used to be the case that the Man Club was open to everyone. All you needed to do was buy one of our products, and inside that product was a card that said, I'm in the Man Club. There we go, that's convenient. So, I'm in the Man Club. Had a fun little photo on there, and you could position thusly. Ooh, now I'm half spiz. And then we changed that. We changed that to also conveniently behind me. These new ones where we turned into more of a collectible baseball card style product. And we thought they're way cooler. Those collectible card styles are much more awesome. But they don't include people like the old ones used to. And yes, the old ones weren't quite up to the design of the new ones and where we wanted with the aesthetics, but that feeling of inclusion is a powerful feeling and allows people to have a much better affinity with the brand. And I really want to take the brand back there, but in a more updated way. I'm not quite sure how we'll do that. It's not going to be easy, but what we have to try and work out is how to include people, how to give something to people who believe in us without positioning ourselves in a place where we expect anything back. That's going to be hard, but not impossible, and I think the reward of it is going to be quite big. I mean, we put a lot of effort into the Man Club, a lot of effort. I mean, the early days, we actually spent tens of thousands on the trademark for the Man Club worldwide. So we own all that, we created all that, but what we do with it, yeah, we'll see. We're golden.
We're yeah. We're golden, Sally. Oh dear. Yeah, been smoking 90 a day since I was 2. That chain smoking's done me in, kid. I'm ready for grave. Fancy some of that Screamo and some fags. Bloody hell. I've had it, kid. I've had it.
Let's go this way. You have the croakiest of voices right now. Right, okay, so I am heading I'm heading up to Southport, bringing Dom Gregory with me. Hey up, Dom. We're heading over to meet a chap named Gary Spencer. Gary's behind one of the main barbering events in the UK called Great British Barber Bash. So we're going down on behalf of Apothecary 87 to do some interviews with him and kind of find out his story, what he's done, how he's got to where he is, what hurdles he's had to overcome, and find a really open and honest account of what his path has been to date and what he plans on achieving as one of the main events in barbering in the UK. So I'm actually really looking forward to going and seeing him and having this chat because I think it'll be really fun and exciting. It's going to be the first in a series of interviews that I do where we talk to people about their path in the barbering industry. We'll be doing this as part of an Apothecary 87 campaign. It's about 2 and a bit hours to get to Southport. I'm going to drive down there. I hear it's really nice, never been before. Try and grab something to eat. Try and get some lozenges for Dom because he's talking live.
Yes, please.
And then do the interview and bugger off back home. Gary's a really cool guy, so I'm looking forward to chatting to him. But it's yeah, I'm actually really excited about doing this. I think it's going to be a fun day.
Yeah, man.
I've been wanting to start this campaign for a while. So
What better way to start it in Southport?
I know, right? I think the campaign itself will be a really good campaign. I think that it's going to allow people to to talk about themselves in the barbering industry. So I think it's going to be something that people want to be a part of. I think it's going to add a lot of insight and value as to how people have made careers in the barbering industry that might not always be actually barbering, but outside of that, and how they've taken that to the next level. And in terms of the audience, I really think that if we talk openly, honestly about the hurdles and how they've created everything there, I think the audience is going to feel a lot emotionally about that insight, and that should get really excited and get talked about. And in return, I think it'll be really nice that people are talking about Apothecary 87 being the ones to go out and get this content for people to consume. So I am very excited about doing this campaign. So it should be a good one.
Yeah.
I've just got to not fuck it up.
I'm gonna get my voice back. One day. One day.
This is exactly how I imagined like old like seaside towns to look that. Like a little bit of like metal around the... Oh, we're not far. We're round the corner, I think. Hill Street. There's Spencer's.
There it is. It's old Spanners.
Oh, I'm not going to fit in either of those.
That's what she said.
That looks way nicer than the one on Google Maps. That looks pretty cool. Oh look, this one.
Arrived in Southport. Wait.
4 hours. There we go. Need to get my business hat on.
Where is it?
It's in the car.
Better get it in. Get your business head on.
You know what I mean?
One that means business.
I've got baseball cap Sam, and then I've got cowboy hat Sam.
So much stuff. So heavy.
All the stuff.
Back.
I know I'm I don't know how I'm going to carry all this, dude.
Camera.
You're right. Go on.
Yeah, we went, yesterday to see it went long.
Yeah, exactly. So, where did all this kind of come from? What inside you said, I want to be a person that goes out and creates this event that stands out from every other event out there?
I think, well, I've always been involved in, I started hairdressing in 1986, believe it or not. And you meant to say you don't look old enough. And I've always been involved in doing shows and demo work, and I've worked quite a few different places. And I must admit, I am an organiser. I love organising. I get a buzz out of organising. You know, the planning before, although it might seem a bit sort of manic at the time, I actually really enjoy that.
You love seeing it all come together from the chaos of...
I'm going to check the weather before we go, see how squelchy it is. It is.
By the looks of my face, dude, it's super squelchy.
It's only 43% squelchy.
It doesn't feel like it.
When me and Johnny were in Amsterdam, it was 5 degrees hotter than this, so it was about 25, 26. In fact, it went up to 28 at one point, and it got up to 94 degrees squelchy, or 94% squelchy. This is 43% squelchy. 43% squelchy.
Feels like 400.
I know, right?
So that was really good.
I
Meeting
really
Gary
enjoyed
Spencer.
that.
Yeah, enjoyed that.
I like Gary, he's a really good guy.
Nice guy.
But the what always baffles me is the size of this community that he's built. And that's been, it doesn't baffle me, but it impresses me.
Yeah.
And the size of this community that he's built is such an amazing thing. And he's really developed a twist on what the market expects. You know, like you've been to hair shows with me, you've been with Joff and a few other guys where you do a lot of hair photography. They're always of a similar ilk. Yeah. And they have different things that make them what they are. But pretty much any trade show around the world is a trade show.
Yeah.
But what he's done is he's taken the thing that people really give a shit about.
And that's the cutting element.
Yeah, and it's the cutting, it's the styling, and it's the community of barbering. And he's turned it into this amazing
thing that people want to be a part of. They come and talk to each other, and just built up this really strong core of the industry, particularly in the UK, but spreading out across the world, around Europe. Talking to Gary at the end of that as well, which wasn't on the main video, but the idea of Apothecary 87 being a part of that. I don't want to give too much away, but you know, we had quite a cool little idea of how we can be a part of the Barber Bash in a way that offers experience, and we won't be selling. Like, you won't be able to buy our products at the show. You'll have to come and you be a part of it, and I think that'll be really fun because it goes with the theme of the community that's being built up. I really enjoyed that, actually. I really enjoyed hearing his story. I really enjoyed talking to him, finding out his trials and tribulations, you know, the highs, the lows, the roller coaster that he's been on, what he's built, and it's just made me feel like this campaign is going to be even better than I thought it was.
Absolutely.
I think going around and talking to people like Gary,
getting their side of the story of the industry and how they got to be where they
Gary said that we've got to talk to Alan Beak. We've already had a few little words, but Alan, if you're watching this,
we're coming for you.
Yeah, we're coming for you. You've been named as someone that I have to talk to.
But named.
But yeah, he's really modest as well.
He is very
Gary.
modest, yeah.
I don't think he realises what he's doing for the industry. I don't think he fully understands the impact that he's had, and it's nice. Either that or he's super modest. He understands and then just
he just doesn't want to play on it.
But yeah, no, it was really nice. Anyway, time to drive back.
Can we leave them with the amazing words of Ronan Keating? And I think it was him that said, "Life is a roller coaster. You've just got to ride it."
You can. I didn't actually. I was like, what words? What words? And then even when you said life is a roller coaster, I couldn't think of the next line.
Just gotta ride it, man.
Just gotta ride
it.
Just gotta ride it. Just had an email from Alessandra at Cosmoprof, which, if you guys remember, was the big trade show we went to in March. Also happened to be Johnny's first ever venture with us. Yes. And I remember at the time Johnny was really excited about going to Italy and being a part of that. I mean, have you got any words on the matter?
Just one.
Thought you were gonna pop a valve then.
We're going to Italy
Pizza.
next year.
All in one. Balsamic.
It's going to be good though. In all seriousness though, Cosmoprof was one of the best trade shows that we've done. It brings in people from all around the world. We had people from Russia, America, Canada, Asia, everywhere coming to Italy, to Bologna. People who were coming to our stand because they wanted to see us specifically. It's also done really well in terms of organising it. Yesterday when I was speaking to Gary, I was talking about how a lot of trade shows are very similar. Cosmoprof for our industry is this huge, massive Goliath of an event, so it's well worth going. We had an amazing response when we attended last year. This year when we went, we were only walking around having a look at the show, and we still got a really great response. I can't wait to go back and actually exhibit and just do what we do. It seemed to go down really well, so very excited. Obviously we've got a while to wait yet, but yeah, we'll get there. Right, time to head to Bawtry. Today's been a day of doing a lot of processes, trying to get things set up. Facebook in particular, spent a lot of time in the back end there. Heading down to Bawtry now. I've got a Skype with Carl, having a chat with Jimmy, who runs our social. Oh God, that's bright. Whew. God, we've got to sort that camera out. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so I'm going to head down to Bawtry, see Jimmy, and have a Skype with Carl. We're going to get a few things sorted for our social, in particular for our adverts. Spending a lot of time working on the back end of Facebook, getting everything sorted how it should be, so that we can make a big impact with, I sound quite gangster then, didn't I? Making big impact with the adverts that we're doing and the campaigns we're running. So, loads to get on with. Honestly, Facebook could be a full-time job for 10 people. so easily. But we don't have that kind of team behind us. We've got a much smaller team and people have other responsibilities, so we are going to do what we can with what we've got, and we're going to make that count. So
nice.
Right.
So how's like social media life, Jimmy? Like, tell us. I've been told a little bit about kind of what's going on with you, which is really exciting. But I'd like to hear it from your own mustached lips.
Well, obviously I'm quite a creative guy. When I had my wrist fused in place, I had to sort of put my creativity elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that we've always done and been quite passionate about here. You know, I love taking photos, messing around with like little videos and things like that. I have all my own equipment and stuff to be able to do it. And it was just like a natural follow-on. I got in touch once with like a gin company called John Tony's, which is, the reason I got in touch with them is because it's a gin based around an old school barber shop. It was like,
oh, cool.
Basically a barber in 1920 used to make his own gin, and then he got arrested. You know, the secret was lost forever. 3 lads were walking down a river, found a bottle floating, and the secret was found. And
amazing.
yeah, so I got in touch with them and sort of said, you know, look, you're doing a really bad job.
They were.
You literally need to start from scratch, and I set them a UK page up because they're trying to push in the UK a bit more. Mm-hmm. And then this week we've been doing it like a month and a half, just organically, and we've overtaken their own Instagram page now.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome.
So I've finished up my meeting at the Gentleman's Retreat. Really, really worthwhile. Had to run home afterwards, get changed, going to go to the gym, doing well, training at the moment. The meeting went on quite a while, but there was so much depth that we covered, and it felt like one of those meetings where sometimes you can have a long meeting and you come away and nothing really happens from it. It's really annoying. But this felt like one of those meetings where it wasn't too long, but loads got done and a lot's happened from it. As I said, heading to the gym now. It's almost 6:30 on Friday night. I've been 4 or 5 times this week, so I'm actually hitting my own targets for once. I'm failing miserably at the moment for hitting my own targets for going down and training, which is really frustrating because there's actually no excuse other than I'm allowing things to take priority that shouldn't have priority, like sitting down on the sofa at the end of a work day or something, or replying to emails that could be replied to later. So yeah, I need to sort myself out, but yeah, I'm heading down there now, which is something, and I'm going to try and keep it up as always. But it's not easy.